Imagine being able to drive up and swap your battery 3 minutes. It pulls you in, lifts you up, swaps the battery, does all the work. No charging, no 20 or 30 minute waits, no hour waits. Just as fast as filling up your tank with gasoline. Touch of a button. This is pretty incredible. Capable of swapping 312 batteries a day at each station. That's crazy. Proprietary quick swap bolts. And a self-inspection. Such a good-looking car, too. Very good design. Well, that was fun. Hey guys, Corey here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about NIO and their new semi-solid state battery. So stick around because I'm going to explain to you guys in this video, not only why NIO is a great buy in the stock market and it's undervalued, but why NIO is the future and best choice for EV vehicles. And at some point, we've got to lower the tariffs to let this monster into the United States. I just want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. It took me a while to achieve financial freedom. I went through a wicked divorce, cost a lot of money, had to work a lot of long hours to go to college, learn investing, and I finally achieved that. I have 2 kids, and with the divorce and all the financial impact it had, I was able to achieve financial freedom, and I don't have to stress out about money. I know that's a really important factor. Maybe you guys are in the same situation as I'm in. I'm sure some of you guys are divorced or have kids. You may want to retire early. You want financial freedom. I really want to share that with you guys with my system and show you what works. And I really want to help you guys to be able to achieve your goals. This way you can live a better life just like I've been able to do. And I told myself that once I achieved financial freedom, I would help spread that wealth with others. And I'm truly passionate about doing it. I'm so passionate about the market and trading and finance in general, but I'm even more passionate about teaching you guys and helping you to achieve your financial goals. I'm just trying to help you understand fundamentals, technicals, the market, and strategies better. It's ultimately up to you to decide which stocks to put your money in and how much money you want to put into the position. Solid state batteries are different than liquid state batteries as they're solid versus liquid, and they separate the cathode and anode. They have a higher energy density, meaning they can weigh less but have more capacity and more power output. They have a longer life cycle. They can handle more charging and discharging without degrading the battery. 3 benefits of a solid state battery over a liquid state battery. 1, higher energy density, can store more energy and longer range in a smaller, lighter battery. 2, longer life cycle, which means they can discharge and charge more often without degrading the battery. And 3, faster charging. Solid state batteries have faster and more efficient ion transport, enabling faster charging without damaging the battery. Toyota and Honda have already stated that they're going to be getting into solid state batteries for their consumer vehicles by the end of the decade. That is 6 years from now. NIO is already doing it. And not only are they already doing it, they're integrating it into their power swap technology stations where you can rent the new solid state battery for even previous models of NIO. The new ET7 is already taking pre-orders currently right now is effective April 16th, 2024, and they're going to start delivering, or at least anticipate deliveries starting April 30th, 2024. This new solid state battery will work with even older and previous models, William Lee, the CEO, states, with some simple updates to the old vehicle. You'll be able to go to a charging station and touch a few buttons and rent the new solid state battery. This way you can travel further in your NIO. But the question is, what is the difference in range? Well, the range is pretty remarkable. In fact, NIO has stated, or the CEO has stated, that the range of this battery being over 1,000 kilometers or over 665 miles on a single charge is the most of any EV manufacturer in the world. The tested battery life is 1,070 kilometers, which is over 650 miles on one single charge. The first smart electric vehicle with a single charge range over 1,000 kilometers or over 600 650 miles. William Lee, the CEO of NIO, stated that this opens up a new era for NIO, that electricity goes further than oil. NIO did 3 real-world tests on the ET7, all of which were equipped with the new 150 kilowatt-hour solid-state battery. One of those cars made it 665 miles, the other made it 650, and the third one made it 660 miles, averaging 655 miles per battery. Some of the issues that NIO is facing is the tariffs to import into the United States, so NIO doesn't do that. They don't export to the USA or Canada. Another issue is that France has removed all and any tax incentives or rebates on Chinese vehicles, meaning any vehicles imported into France, you get no discounts on, no tax breaks or credits or anything. These types of things are hurting NIO. However, the sector sentiment is bad. EVs in general are suffering. NIO is down right now because of poor sector sentiment, poor EV demand in comparison to the supply and cost, and not only that, world tensions with a possible regional war between Israel and Iran. If Israel and Iran had a regional war, inflation would go up due to crude oil going up. The interest rates would possibly stay the same or go up, which means overall we'd have a recession in the economy or a lot of inflation. Gas prices would go to $4.55 a gallon, maybe even higher, which would do one really specific thing. It would raise the demand for EVs like NIO. NIO outsells Tesla and every other EV manufacturer in China. And they have autonomous driving just like Tesla, but from what I've read and researched, it seems to be better than Tesla's. The reason why Tesla's shares were so high in 2020 and 2021 was due to the pandemic. There was a lot of pump and dump and a lot of overvaluing of stocks back then. And in 2022 and 2023, we saw a lot of those stocks slide and had to go into a recovery phase. And there was a lot of bearish sentiment that really didn't recover fully until about 4 to 6 months ago. Like September, October 23, things started, coming back from the correction because last summer was really bad. However, the last couple of months of 2024 have been great. And that's the issue, is that Tesla's stocks are only really valued where they are right now at $150 to $170 a share, simply because they're a data acquisition company. NIO's electric infrastructure is significantly better than anyone's in the world. And this semi-solid state battery being implemented into their vehicles is only going to further prove that point. NIO's power swap technology, as well as their infrastructure and the new solid state battery coming out, clearly illustrates that NIO is leading the way in electric vehicles. They are paving the way for innovation. Tesla paved the way with data acquisition, but NIO seems to be paving the way for a lot of different things like autonomous driving, as well as battery technology, and being able to streamline and create a modular system where a battery can be removed in less than 3 minutes. If only NIO could get their vehicles to stateside, but I think that's coming because NIO wants to implement their power swap into the United States by the end of the year 2025. If they can import their vehicles into the United States relatively in the same time frame, that will be so good for NIO. Another critical element to NIO is we need to see some increased profitability in the upcoming earnings report. For comparison, the 150 kilowatt hour semi-solid state battery from NIO is about the same size as Rivian's Max Pack, which is currently in the R1T pickups, which has a 410 mile range, the most of any EV pickup truck in America. NIO's ET7 was able to achieve 650 plus mile range on one single charge. William Lee, the CEO of NIO, says that this battery pack has the highest density of any battery pack in mass production and has excellent safety performance. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the technicals and fundamentals of NIO. You will see that NIO has found a home at $4.50, then another home at $4.15, then another home at $4. $4 seems to be a really big resistance point, and now we found another support zone of $3.70. Even with this stuff going on in Israel and Iran, the prices still managed to bounce off $3.71 all the way back up to $4.09, back down to $3.79, and now it's coming back up to $3.80. Hopefully, NIO will have a much better earnings report. The previous earnings report they missed by 6 cents. The estimate was negative 34 cents. They actually reported negative 40 cents. This quarter, it's anticipated negative 31. If they don't beat the estimate and they just tie it or meet the expectation, NIO is going to probably go up a little bit. However, if they beat the expectation, I would expect to see NIO going up to around $4.50 or $5, maybe even higher, and we probably will maintain that $4.50 or $5 price point. The earnings report's coming up on May 29th, so I highly recommend watching the bottom line on this stock and getting into it prior to then. However, if NIO does not beat the estimate and they go in the red on the next earnings, it's hard to say. I mean, I've seen stranger things. The stock price could still go up, but it's likely it's going to settle and go more into a downward spiral. I don't anticipate that happening, however. NIO has a positive net cash flow of $2.173 billion, although they're not profitable because their net income is in the negative. The cash flow in the company is, however, positive. There's a couple of ways that you can get into NIO. Just buy the stock and then sell covered calls on it to make back some of the money you spent by collecting juicy premium. Another way to do it would be to sell puts, go a week out, and we can select a $3.50 put, which is right here, collect $5 juicy premium on the stock, and we could do this for a few weeks in a row, and then when we get assigned, we deduct what we've collected in the premiums from the strike price that we're getting assigned at. So in this case, $3.50. We collect $5, means our break even is $3.45. And of course, we add to this by collecting this premium every week as we keep rolling it. If NIO goes down, we roll out and down to $3. This way we can get in at an even better price. However, if NIO goes up and you want to get assigned, then you have to buy this contract back and then buy the shares or roll out and up so that you can get assigned at a higher price. Another option to do this, which is really good, is to buy a call that's deep in the money. We go out 10 months to January 2025, and I would personally buy the $2.50 option for $184. We could probably get it more or less at $180. So let's just say $180. We can sell covered calls against this position. Our brokerage will allow it. So we click on the $4 covered call, which is $8. So we will collect about an $8 premium on this contract every week, which is $32 a month. If we have to roll out and up as the price is going up, we'll still get roughly the same amount for the call contracts every week. If we do $8 times 4 weeks, that's $32, times 10 months is $320. So we can collect $320, which is 10 months of premium. And we look at the $2.50 contract that we bought for $175 or $180. Let's say $180. Yet we've collected $320. Let's bring out the calculator. And let's say we don't get $8 per week. We only get $6 per week selling covered calls. Times 4, $24, times 10, $240. We take away the $180 we spend on the call. We're still in the green, $60. We can now exercise this contract for $250, $2.50 per share minus the $60. So we take $250 minus 60, leaving us with $190 total cost or $1.90 a share. So if we buy the $2.50 call option and sell short position call options against it or covered calls every week for the next 10 months, rolling out and up as necessary or out and down as necessary, we will get into NIO for $1.90 a share or $190 for 100 shares. This is the best strategy because it works no matter where NIO goes. If NIO goes to $7, we roll our $6 call option that we sold out and up to $7. If the stock price goes to 10, we roll out a couple more weeks and up to 11. We keep rolling out and up and we keep collecting more premium. So at the end of the 10 months, we've still collected roughly $250 to $350 depending on the premium and the volatility of earnings and such catalysts like news and whatnot. However, if we deduct that from what we spent on this call contract, right now we're still in the positive, at least $50 to $100 or maybe even more. And no matter where NIO goes, we can exercise this contract for $2.50. Meaning, no matter where NIO goes up to, $10, $20, even $100, does not matter. We still get the stock for about $1.90 roughly. Somewhere between $1.90 and $2.25. So that's a really great strategy. In fact, that's probably the best strategy. Even if the stock goes down, we can just roll out and down to get more money off the short position or the covered calls. And then we only lose a little bit on this call contract because the most we can lose is $180 instead of almost $400 by buying the shares. Looking at all of the EV market and everything going on in the United States and worldwide with different EV manufacturers, it's pretty clear to understand that NIO is the way of the future. Not only only as an EV manufacturer, but with innovative technology. It's just really sad to see that a company with such vision and passion, such great technology, and truly has everything you'd want or expect from an EV company. From the power swap, being able to swap out batteries, 650 plus miles range in one single battery. They're already implementing solid state battery technology into their vehicles, and they're cash flow positive. So you have to ask yourself a question. Maybe it shouldn't be, if I invest in NIO right now, I could lose $1 per share or even $1.50 per share. But rather, if I don't invest in NIO and the share price goes up $1 or $2 or doubles in the next 6 months, will I be okay with losing that potential profit? NIO is not just a run-of-the-mill EV company. Innovative power swap technology. They have the swapping stations for batteries, and with this new battery technology allowing them to get their vehicles over 650 miles range in a single charge, and the fact that they're trying to implement 2,000 power swap stations into the United States by the end of 2025, it seems inevitable that their vehicles will end up in the United States at some point in the near future. And when that time comes to pass, NIO's stock is going to go parabolic. Thanks so much for stopping in, guys. Appreciate you. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, tap the bell so you know when I post new videos. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And remember, until the next video, let's grow our wealth together. Take care, guys.